Amanda Batula appears to be closing a deeply familiar chapter of her life, and she's doing it in a way that feels both quiet and emotionally loaded, marked by a simple but telling gesture, a hug shared with her former partner, Kyle Cook. The moment comes not long after news broke that she has moved on romantically and is now involved with West Wilson, a development that has stirred surprise and conversation among those who have followed their story. What might seem like a casual encounter at first glance carries the weight of years, history, and unresolved emotion, especially given everything that has unfolded in such a short span of time. The two reality television personalities were recently seen together in New York City, a place that has served as the backdrop to so many moments in their lives, both public and private. It was there, on the seemingly ordinary Friday, that Amanda and Kyle crossed paths while out walking their dogs. The setting itself was unremarkable, just another day in the busy rhythm of the city, but the interaction between them stood out. As they came together, they shared a hug, a brief but meaningful exchange that seemed to encapsulate more than words could express. It wasn't dramatic or theatrical, but it didn't need to be. The familiarity between them was evident, even as their lives appeared to be moving in different directions. Amanda, perhaps aware of the attention that follows her every move, kept a low profile during the outing. She dressed in a way that blended into the city's everyday aesthetic, wearing a brown leather jacket layered over a striped shirt and comfortable sweats. A hat pulled low over her face added to the sense that she was trying to stay under the radar, moving through the streets with a quiet, almost guarded presence. Yet, despite her efforts to remain inconspicuous, the moment she shared with Kyle drew attention, not because it was loud or dramatic, but because of what it represented. It was a glimpse into a relationship that once defined a significant part of both their lives. To fully understand the emotional weight of that brief encounter, it helps to look back at the history between Amanda and Kyle. Their relationship began more than a decade ago, long before their lives were broadcast to a wide audience. Over the years, they built a connection that endured the ups and downs that naturally come with time, eventually leading to their marriage in 2021. For many, their story was one of persistence, of working through challenges and finding a way to stay together despite the pressures that come from both personal struggles and public scrutiny. However, earlier this year marked a turning point. After years of being together, Amanda and Kyle decided to go their separate ways. The split came as a significant shift, not just for them personally, but also for those who had followed their journey and come to see them as a unit. The end of such a long relationship is rarely simple, and in their case, it carried the added complexity of shared history, mutual friends, and a life that had been intertwined for so long. Then came another unexpected development. Just this week, Amanda revealed that she had begun a romantic involvement with West Wilson. The announcement took many by surprise, not only because it came relatively soon after her split from Kyle, but also because of the connections involved. West was not a distant or unrelated figure. He was someone who had been within the same social circle, someone Kyle himself had been close to. This added a layer of complication that made the situation feel even more intense. For Kyle, the news reportedly came as a shock. According to sources, he was blindsided by the revelation, struggling to process not just the fact that Amanda had moved on, but also who she had moved on with. The sense of betrayal, as described, seemed to stem from both personal and relational aspects. On one hand, there was the emotional impact of seeing his former partner enter a new relationship. On the other, there was the added sting of that relationship involving someone he considered a friend. It created a situation where personal and social boundaries blurred, leaving behind a complicated mix of emotions. The unfolding situation didn't stop there. Ciara Miller, who had previously been involved with West Wilson, found herself unexpectedly pulled into the narrative. Her discovery of Amanda and West's relationship reportedly came in a way that only added to the drama, through a video that showed the two in an intimate moment. It wasn't a gradual realization or a private conversation. It was a sudden and public revelation that left little room for processing before the information became widely known. The way the relationship came to light contributed to what many have described as a messy and emotionally charged rollout.